Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aries and I am documenting my journey to get fit-ish. My newest avenue or tool or part of this journey is I have just started using a GLP-1 dual antagonist called Mounjaro. Mounjaro. It's new. It hasn't even been a full week yet. Mounjaro. And I originally was only going to make a video like once a week about the process, but I'm shocked at how this first 3 days have gone. And so I just wanted to capture that moment before it changes or it's gone. I don't know. I just wanted to be able to like really focus in on these first few days on the medication. Because if I'm being honest, I didn't think that anything would happen. I really didn't. So I made a video before taking the shot, which if you haven't seen, I'll link it here below, explaining what led me to get onto Mounjaro in the first place and kind of the process up until now. That night, after making that video, I debated heavily on whether or not I was even going to do the shot. There was a lot of nerves around injecting myself, whether I could see the needle and actually putting a needle into myself, if there was going to be side effects, if it was going to be worth it, if it was even going to work. And I had done a lot of research leading up to it, a lot of watching other people's videos about it from, actual medical professionals talking about it to just regular people like me. And there's anything from absolutely amazing to stay the heck away. And so that gets scary, when there is such a varying level of information out there. And I haven't had the best of luck with things in the last 5 years. So, I was very nervous. But that is what led me to finally opening the box. And when I tell you that didn't exactly help, let's just say it's a little overwhelming when you open up a new medication that you're already very nervous about, and the information that you have to read front and back. No, I'm kidding. This one's just English on one side and French on the other. But that's long. And I read every single word. So then of course there is the actual usage of the pen itself. And so first tip, I guess, if you're coming here to figure out the journey on your own, is give yourself time. Give yourself time to read all of this and read through how to use the pen step by step, because I decided to do it before going to sleep. I had seen in my research that a lot of people choose to do it that way, because then if there is any major side effects, you kind of get to sleep through a lot of them. So I was doing it before going to bed. Well, after having to read all of that, bedtime got extended a little bit. So give yourself time, especially if you're planning to do it before going to work one morning. And if you haven't opened up your box to see that is in there, it's a lot of information. And I read it all. I wanted to see firsthand what comes along with it. A lot of it is just about potential side effects, potential interactions, things to avoid, stuff like that. So I wanted to make sure that I hadn't missed anything while talking to my doctor when I got prescribed this, and just make sure everything was good to go. Because like I said, I was nervous. And so finally I got through all of the information. I tested the pen, saw the little, tiny little bead of medication come out on the priming dose, and then it was time to go. I went with my thigh because I had seen in my research that people had claimed that they had the most lasting effects when using in their thigh. So there wasn't a large spike in what the drug does and then a peter off throughout the week. It kind of was a little bit more stable across. And quite a few people claim that they had less side effects. So I also, not knowing if it was going to be painful, felt like my thigh could handle it more than my stomach. Stomach feels like a very sensitive area. So I just wanted to, I don't know, feel like it was like an EpiPen, and I don't know. So I decided to do it my thigh. The needle is such a small gauge. It's nothing. You don't even feel a pinprick. It's just like I actually looked down to be like, wait, what? Is it in yet? That's what she said. And then it's just a matter of pressing the medication in slowly and holding it there. And it tells you to hold it for 5 seconds. I'm pretty sure I held it for like 30 seconds because I was expecting like a feeling. I was expecting, a rush of cold or like, to feel the medication. Nothing. There was nothing. And so I just put it all away and I went to bed. I did feel a little nervous going to sleep, kind of, like that over anxious mind thinking like, do you feel it yet? Is that what this is? Are you going to wake up in the middle of the night nauseous, wanting to puke? Are you going to be able to sleep? Oh, how are you going to feel in the morning? It's probably not going to work. Just my mind was going crazy. And I woke up in the morning and nothing was different. Didn't feel any different. Now, I don't normally wake up hungry, so it wasn't like there was like a obvious click or like, oh my goodness, I don't have a craving for breakfast. I never have a craving for breakfast. So there wasn't much different. So I got up and I went about my normal day. I took my I took my prebiotic or probiotic, whichever, I don't know which one it is. I take one in the morning. So I took that, I came downstairs, I did my workout. I went upstairs, I got ready for work, I went to work, and in my research, I had, and I'm sure you will know, everyone talked about protein first. Make sure you're eating your protein and get full on protein before you get full on anything else. So I had packed, they're beef meatballs from Costco. They're in the freezer section. They're already like cooked. You just have to heat them. So I packed 8 of those with some Caesar salad on the side and then a HelloFresh soup. And I went to work, and normally I have like opportunity to get snacks or food or whatever. I didn't pack any snacks and I didn't pick up any snacks. I was just taking meatballs, salad, and soup. And so that was kind of like the first little like, okay, maybe it's just placebo. It's probably just placebo. I know I just took this thing and I've been told it's supposed to do this thing, but there's no flipping way it is working in less than 24 hours. Not a chance. This isn't going to affect me until like tomorrow or like Tuesday night, Wednesday. I took my shot Sunday night. And so I just kind of like wrote it off of like, this is just placebo. Then before I started my day, I normally eat a meal so that because I haven't eaten anything at home because I don't eat breakfast. So once I get to work, then I have a meal before I actually start my tasks of the day. And I ate 4 meatballs. I'll show you a picture. I ate 4 of those. And I couldn't fathom putting another one in my mouth. No. No. You couldn't have paid me. You couldn't have put to my head. You couldn't have, no. There was no way I was eating another meatball. Not a chance. I didn't even get a bite of the salad yet. And normally, all 8 meatballs down the hatch, full salad down the hatch, and already be looking forward to the snack I was going to have when I got to a certain point in my day. And I remember just being like, whoa, this can't just be placebo. But it has to be, right? Like it has to be placebo. There's no way it could be that effective that quickly. No. So I went about my day and I didn't want a snack. I didn't think about snacking. I wasn't even thinking about like, when's my next opportunity to eat more of those meatballs or eat the salad. And then it started like clicking that this can't just be placebo. There's just no way. Everyone talks about food noise, and I didn't realize what that fully meant. Like I always knew that I probably had food noise because I have, cravings and I enjoy food, and I look forward to my next meal, and I'm planning the next bite as I'm still chewing the bite before me. But I didn't realize how much was taking up my brain space. And that's what's been so amazing about these first few days is I'm thinking about food logically. I'm not thinking about food in a desired or dopamine hit or craving way. I had to actually force myself to eat more that day. And that's when I realized I'm going to have to be very intentional about making sure I'm eating enough. And so far, meals have been very planned around making sure there's a high amount of protein and making sure that I hit at least a certain amount of calories per day, which is fine. It means now I am going to eat a breakfast because it's about eating smaller meals more frequently instead of like a big meal, snack, a big meal. So now it's just like little bite-sized portions throughout the day, is what I'm doing so far. It could change. I don't know how this is going to affect me, on the second half of the week. I don't know how it's going to affect me on my second week or third week or the second month. I don't know what it's going to look like, but for right now, this is how I've been managing the first few days. And I wanted to come on and share just how mind-blowing it is at how quickly this took effect, how quickly I could feel the difference in my mind, in my body. I can't eat the portions I used to eat. And that's okay. I was raised in a household where you finished what was on your plate, which in itself isn't a horrible concept if you are allowed to choose what goes on your plate. As a child, I didn't get to portion out my own plate. I was portioned the same amount of food that my parents each ate, and I was forced to eat it. So from a child's age up, I was eating the same portions as an adult. And that became what a portion size is. And so not only am I needing a bigger portion of food, I'm also conditioned to finish whatever's there, whether or not it's painful to eat more or not. I also have realized that a lot of what I ate wasn't because I was hungry, it's because I wanted to taste. And this medication has taken that away. I'm thinking about food logically instead of what I want to taste. I still know that like I enjoy X, Y, or Z, and I still know that like, this tastes good, but the part of my brain that's saying, no, let's taste something else now. No, let's more is gone. And even though I've done calorie counting and I was within calorie ranges of what I was told to eat, it was too much for what my body needed, or it was, I don't know. I've almost cried a few times thinking about it because, like I said, I didn't realize how much of my brain was focused on and thinking about. And so now I am logically saying, like, I know I need to eat this meal, and you're going to eat as much as you can with the protein forward, and you're going to get through what you can, and then you're going to put it away, and we'll revisit it later. And putting food away is a concept I've never been able to do or wrap my head around. But the part of my brain that forced me to push through and eat it anyways isn't screaming to say, no, finish your food. It's actually allowing me. And that's just like a weight off my shoulders. And so I'm looking forward to being able to like change that mindset and move forward with that idea in my head and like rewire that thought process through this medication's help, which is mind-blowing to be 3 days in, 2 days in, and already understanding that like things can change and things can get better, and that this medication is more than just a weight loss drug. There is a lot behind it. There's a lot of mental work I'm going to have to do. There's a lot of planning and meal choices and whatnot, but I can think about food logically, and it's not about desires. And one of the things that got me to realize that shift had started to happen was a friend of mine, or my coworker actually, also a friend. That's part of what's happening is if I eat, I get burps. They're not like the sulfur burps like everybody talks about, but they're just burps. But anyway, sorry. She got a protein bar that was covered in white chocolate, and I love white chocolate. And so she was saying like, she felt that she wanted something sweet, but she got a protein bar so that it was like, maybe at least a little bit healthier in a way to justify getting something sweet. And, we started talking about white chocolate, and I was like, it was the first time that it didn't now trigger a craving that I now had to adhere to and either that day or later or the next day. And that was like a moment. So in this first few days, I am seeing incredible changes. I can't get over how quickly it's happened, which is why I wanted to come on here and film this and share with you guys that the only regret I'm having so far is not starting sooner. I haven't had any like adverse side effects other than the burps I just talked about. And like I said, they're not smelly, they're not massive. It's just little burps if I've eaten. And I'm blown away. Now, as for weight, I'll do one at the week. I'm still going to do like a weekend cap and whatever video and see how the rest of the week goes, because maybe it'll change, who knows. But at this point, I had gone away for the weekend leading up to starting the shot. So alcohol and food I wasn't really like normally eating. None of it was like crazy, but it just high salt content, whatever. So I had actually gained weight over the weekend. And I stepped on the scale Monday morning at 240.2 pounds. Most of that is probably water weight from the alcohol and the food choices. And And so I'm not really like, I don't know if I should count it in my like loss total or not. Because Tuesday morning I stepped on the scale and I was down 4.5 pounds. So essentially everything that I had gained over the weekend, I lost again in that first full 24-hour period. And then day 2, Wednesday morning waking up, I was down an additional 1.9 pounds. So am I down 5.4 pounds or am I down 1.9 pounds? I don't know. I kind of just want to just keep it simple and do the whole total, even though it was like a probably just a water weight jump, but it also was weight that I was on. And had I not taken the shot, I don't know how long it would have stayed on my body. So you tell me, is it all of it? Is it none of, like, ignore that little gain? It is, I don't know. So I'm either down that or that. And I really don't want to have to like do both totals going forward. So let me know what you guys think. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and share how mind-blowing these first few days have been. I'm excited to move forward, to keep going. It is a big shift in how things are, and it's going to be a learning curve, and it's not going to be easy. This is definitely not the easy way out, but I am excited. And yeah, I just wanted to share how the first few days are going, and I will see you in another few days to let you know how the remainder of the week goes and how the, second shot goes. So thank you so much for joining me. If you're, been around for a while, thank you for sticking around. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad to have you. So talk to you on the next one. Have a great week. Bye.